In sociology, social control means the enforcing of norms through either internal or external means. Internal means something coming from within you. External means an outside force. Something from your environment is making you follow this norm. And when we follow a norm because of internal reasons, when we're internally motivated, we call that internalization. Textbook definition for that is when a norm becomes a part of an individual's personality. And because that norm is adopted by the person and made into their own value system, it means that a person is being conditioned to conform to society's expectations. Perfect example would be the societal norm of not lying. We have this rule in America, we want people to tell the truth. So if that norm is internalized, it becomes part of a person's personality, so we would describe an individual as honest. And then in the future, they would behave in accordance with that norm, meaning that they will not tell lies. But when a person is not internally motivated to follow a norm, then society uses external motivations in order to get people to listen to our rules. And the term for rewards or punishments that are used to enforce conformity to norms is sanctions. A sanction can make a person do something out of fear of a punishment or out of motivation for a reward that they will receive. Sanctions help direct behavior, and in society, sanctions guide people's behavior towards following norms. So there's 4 different types of sanctions, and they're classified as being either positive or negative, meaning reward or punishment, and then also as being either formal or informal. A positive sanction refers to an action that rewards a particular kind of behavior. So we use positive sanctions in order to encourage people to follow society's norms. So it could be as simple as, you're taking your child to the supermarket and you tell them that if they're good for the entire trip, then they'll be able to pick out their favorite kind of cereal. Or it could be more serious, like if someone makes an important contribution to the world, they can be given the Nobel Peace Prize. And it's important to know that a positive sanction doesn't necessarily have to be something you give someone. It can be as simple as a pat on the back or a way to go after a football game. These are all rewards. On the opposite end, a negative sanction is a punishment or even just a threat of punishment that's used to enforce conformity. It can be a glare, it can be a jail sentence, it can be a demerit, it can be a detention. These are all things that society does to try to discourage certain behaviors. The other way that we classify sanctions are by whether they're formal or informal. A formal sanction is a reward or punishment that's given by a formal organization or regulatory agency. Examples of that can be a school, a business, or a government. The opposite of a formal sanction is an informal sanction, and this is a spontaneous expression of either approval or disapproval given by an individual or a group. This can be a glare. If you don't like someone's outfit, this can be a rude look you give someone if they don't say God bless you after you sneeze. This is spur of the moment type things. It's not official. There's no letterhead involved. It's ways we subtly or not so subtly show people that we either approve or disapprove of what they're doing. Now we can fill in our chart for types of sanctions with examples. So a positive formal sanction should be something that formally rewards behavior that society wants to encourage, such as the Nobel Peace Prize. A positive informal sanction is something, it's like a spontaneous expression of approval. It's not formal at all. It could be a compliment on your outfit from a peer or authority figure. A negative formal sanction is a formal or official sign of disapproval for a certain type of behavior, like a demerit you can get at school. While a negative informal sanction would be a spontaneous expression of disapproval, such as a stern look from a teacher. So the big question when we're studying social control is, how do sanctions direct our behavior? We know that society has these norms, We know that there are these rules we're supposed to follow, but you don't come out of the womb knowing what society's rules are. Somehow we are taught what to do and what not to do. And in this way, when we get approval or disapproval, whether it's formal or spontaneous, from the environment around us, we slowly learn what is and is not accepted. And, as we'll see in class, these sanctions come to define our behavior, our expectations, and even our responses to those around us.